we have to cope with great difficulties. And, well, we cope the best way we feel that we can. Doesn't necessarily look very godly. But our Heavenly Father understands that. Our heart goes out to those that are trying to cope with great difficulty. All I can say is that the more and more you focus on God, your dad, the less it hurts. The less it's a problem. You can retire into his embrace, so to speak. Just disassociate yourself from the harm. People often do things wrongly to protect themselves. We're given this self-interest, this self-dominance, this desire to live. If the body's in pain, we feel it. Other people don't, unless they've got the same pain, the same injury. Bad situations have bad effects whilst we're still suffering in them. But they propel us towards the good. We long for God, you see. We long for relief and rest and hope, joy, peace. The goodness of God, the love of God, both his love for us and our love for him. And that's what this classroom is about. You can carry on experiencing lives like this forever, or you can have life eternal in heaven, part of his heavenly family as an adult. Which do you want? And if you do want it, then it's worth the cost of finding out that you want it. And that's what we're doing here. Yes, we do suffer. And some suffer appallingly. It drives us into his arms. It tells your whole being what you love and value and what you reject firmly. It's an extremely serious school. And God makes it as beautiful as he can in the circumstances. Namely, the necessity of you learning what's in your true best interest. Do you realize that love is the epitome of self-interest? You fall in love because this person is so perfect from your point of view. All that you need, all that you want, all that calls out in you every goodness that you've got and makes you feel wonderful. What could be more self-interest than that? What effect does this self-interest have? Makes you so unbelievably generous and selfless towards this person. Do you see? We are so blessed with self-interest. How else could we fall in love? And it's the same as regards you and God, your Heavenly Father, your Dad, perfect Dad, loving Dad. You need to know that you value Him, your God, the personification of all you value. That is what you value. And you're finding out that here in this lifetime. In this sense and in this way, your life for you is absolute perfection by the grace of God, your Dad. Bless you. Thank you, Dad. Hear me. Do you realize your life is a parable? Just as the Jesus story is a parable. Don't read it as a history. Read it as a story. Your life. You have to be Gnostic. You have to look deep and say, what is this life teaching me? What is it saying? It's transitory, it passes, in no time it's gone. A vapor that just dissipates. You need eternity. This life is here as a story to teach you what you need to know. Take hold of it. Wake up. It's a story. A dream. Very important dream. You thought it was your subconscious and you were in the slough of despond. I tell you, it's your superconscious teaching you. Your super dad. Your dad. Your God. The personification of the one that you love. All that you value. Come to rescue you. He's reading a story to you. That you are dreaming is a reality. It's a story to protect you into adulthood, in his family, the host of heaven. You'll be like him. He wants you to enjoy an equality with all his goodness and blessing. Why? Because he's your dad and he loves you. And there is nothing that's going to stop him achieving exactly that. Your adult consummation, if you like, in the kingdom of heaven, in his family. So are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Once upon a time, you thought you were alive on earth, etc., etc., etc. And they lived happily ever after. Now close your eyes and go to sleep. God bless. See you in the morning. You're a child. Wake up. You're a child of God. It's a beautiful morning, and all of heaven lies before you. Can you feel the exhilaration of youth? The hope, the expectancy, life just throbbing through your whole being. You can fly. That's what life eternal is. You've had a glimpse of it. Take hold of it. Choose you this day whom you will serve. You're going to devote yourself to God. You're going to become sensitive to every blessing and every goodness and everything that's lovely around you. And as the appreciation of that floods over you, you'll want to thank God, and you'll do it with your whole heart, being and voice. You'll sing for joy. You will worship. He's the God of praise. When you praise and love him, your joy goes through the roof. You'll be filled with joy and peace, all hope and goodness. It's as simple as that. Whatsoever is good and lovely, think on these things. Enter into life eternal. Choose you this day whom you will serve. Bless you. Thank you, Dad. So do you see that the great achievement of this life is that you fall in love with your God? You become, I said selfless towards the one you fall in love with. But what I mean is, your self embraces their self. They are as important to you as you are to yourself. They're part of yourself now, you see. I mean, God dwells within you. Your Heavenly Father in you. You're closer than close, you see. You're valuing as yourself or part of this self is God that values all that he's created. Do you see the final achievement of God, this adulthood that God has been bringing you to? Is this equivalence of his being with him. Such is an eternal worth. I don't know what to call it. I mean, incomprehensibly wonderful, eternal. It's life eternal. It's what we refer to as being part of the heavenly host, as an adult in heaven. Always. Yourself has been enlarged to include your God, your dad. You're part of this vast, loving family of the host of heaven. An utterly transformed, mature, adult being. Prince of Heaven. Children of God. Grown up. Just like Dad. I mean, they're all unique, individual. But in the oneness of concern for each other. In that sense as one glorious self. So this is the oneness, a uniqueness in glory, to the blessing of all. With the blessing of all. Thank like your dad.